Good morning, what's shaking, what's happening? Welcome back to Tasty Bites Timeless Travels. Today is day 82 of our Holland America cruise around the world. It's a sea day, and there is a bunch of smoke behind us. Take a look. I don't know, maybe the air is just heavy. That seems like a lot of smoke in the air, though. Other than the pummel of smoke in the air, it should be a great day. Come join us. Now, we just finished 2 amazing days in Cape Town, a wonderful city. Wish we had a week there. But now we are on a breakneck pace, is what the captain said, to get to Walvis Bay by noon tomorrow. It's a very short stop. It's only noon to 6. There are some excursions. There is a shuttle to the mall. But the big thing is there's this children's school there that Holland partners with for charitable, and there's a big auction today to raise money for them. So it's very important we make the stop because that's how they give the check. But I don't know. I am so tired from the past 2 days and maybe just the past 80 days, 82 days in general, 81 days, whatever day it is, that I did not want to get out of bed this morning. And when we were at breakfast, I could have laid my head on the table and gone back to sleep. So it's 9:35. C should be done with church any moment, and then we're going to go up and we're going to see what's in the silent auction. There is 0 activities other than the headline show that have been speaking to us on the daily today, so we're just going to wander. I went to the casino for 5 minutes, lost $30, and said, ooh, this is not my day in the casino, and left. So no casino for us today, I don't think. Not unless she wants to go, and we'll do little, small 20-cent bets. I was only betting 88 cents and I lost it that quickly. Oh, that's so sad. But wow, that is so much smoke though. That's strange. She's talking about going to the pool. It's still a little chilly. We're back in the Atlantic Ocean, so it's cooler in the Atlantic Ocean. And it's chilly, so I don't know if we're gonna do the pool, or she might do the pool. I need to do some work. I'm way behind, but beautiful day nonetheless. The temperature's great, as long as you're not trying to sit by the pool. But it's not too hot. It's not freezing cold either. But let's see what they've got up for auction. These things that are up for auction, these are things that passengers have made, they've brought. They're also like some of the performers, lessons and things like that. So it should be interesting. It's 208 or 209 items up for auction, and it's a silent auction. It goes from 9 to 11 today. So let's go see what they've got. There's a few really nice looking things. Well, there's a lot of nice looking things, but there's a few things I think that interest us. So we'll go see. Last year they raised $20,000 for this school. And they're hoping to beat it this year. So let's find out. Another beautiful sea day happening. And yet we're still pretty steamy off the back of the ship. I don't quite understand. As far as today goes, it's been a whole lot of nothing. I did some work and I took a nap. I woke up very, very tired today. I almost fell asleep during breakfast to the point one of our servers came by and asked me if I was feeling okay. But I'm okay. I was just really tired for whatever reason. Today, not a lot in the morning. The silent auction for the school Some of the items were very, very nice. And they also had items such as private dance lessons, spent a half a day with Hank getting a full tour of the ship, things like that. Be cruise and travel director for a day, plan a party with Erica, because Erica's the entertainment officer. She plans parties like the Derby and things like that. Some really cool experiences. We thought about the cruise and travel director for a day because nobody had bid on it yet, and we went through about 10-20, so it only had about 40 minutes left. But ultimately, we decided not to. And I'm trying to think of what else was there. Lots of artwork. A lot of these art classes and jewelry making classes, a lot of their items have been donated to that auction. A lot of pretty bottles. And just other random things. I don't know how much they raised. I don't think they actually announced it until tomorrow. I know some friends of ours did win some stuff in the auction that they had bid on. But interesting mix. I was kind of disheartened though, because the big Louis the Lion, they don't sell him, and they had him up as an example of how to bid with a starting bid, but he was behind a hard plastic thing, or the paper was behind a hard plastic thing to make it obvious that you couldn't bid on him. But I really wanted to bid on him. The starting bid was $160, which, yes, that's a lot for a stuffed animal, and I'd have to buy him a seat on the train, I think, to get him home. But he was just so cute. They don't sell that big Louis. And, he had a rough day with the Neptune ceremony, so maybe it's a good thing. But adorably cute. But then had a really nice lunch. They have a rotated food and beverage again. This is the second time they've done it this cruise. It really confused us because all of a sudden, Wenda, who we tend to see at night in the dining room or in the dining room because she's a food and beverage runner, like a drink runner, she's at the Lido helping us at lunch, and we're like, what are you doing here? And we some of our familiar faces are not there. They've been rotated. So interesting. It's interesting with this long of a cruise when they start moving people around like that, because you kind of, they get to know you, they know what you want, and but they're having to make a lot of adjustments on staffing because there's so few people on the ship, and I think we're only going to lose more when it comes to our next and final debarkation point, which is Athens. Or it's actually the port city for Athens. It starts with a P. Pirithias, I think is how you say it. I don't know. But lunch was good, and then a chill afternoon. Gladiator 2 is now on the television. I was thinking about watching it today, but I ended up taking a nap. We also had another block party today, and this one was different because of how few people are on the ship. It went from being in your hallway to the entire floor at the midship elevator. Y'all, I used to work at a theme park. I used to be in crowds all the time. It's been over a year since I've worked for the theme park. My previous job before this cruise was actually a work from home for Carnival as a personal vacation planner. It's been a while since I've been in crowds like that. I did not enjoy it. I did not enjoy it at all. And even when Hank, Kimberly, and the captain got to our floor, they were like, wow, this floor is packed, which they were working their way down. So they'd really only been to 2 prior to us, but it was so busy, we couldn't move around, we couldn't walk around. I was trying to take video, and this woman kept saying, oh, you're raising your camera instead of a glass, and it just, I don't know what she meant by it. It kind of creeped me out a little bit. It just wasn't my thing. It was really crowded. I looked to see and said, you are more than welcome to stay if you want to, because they had food. Instead of running through with snacks, they just had food and beverage servers standing at the side, and then they had an actual, small thing set up with, snacks. And she said, no, I'm not into this either. And we left. It was totally not our thing. Which is funny because I would have thought it would have been C's, but even she said no, it was just too loud. Between the people talking and the music playing, it was just too much. So it wasn't our thing. Don't like how they made that change to the block party, but understand why they did it, because there's so few people on the ship and so few people on the floor. So totally get it. But now it is time for an amazing dinner, and there's a new show tonight. So plenty of evening activities planned. Probably not casino, though, because like I said, I went in there earlier and lost my money. But let's get some dinner and let's get this night started. All right, appetizers have arrived. C is starting with the Pacific Coast Pan Shrimp, whatever it was called, with the peanut sauce. It's looking pretty good. For me, I went with, shocker, the Italian wedding soup. I like a good soup, and hey, this is a good soup. All right, and she is going for a double app night. She got the seafood deviled eggs. She wants two appetizers. All right, entrees have arrived, and she got the short rib, and it looks like it came with a baked potato. Looks good. Looks like we're back to the land of short ribs, but this is her first one this trip, so doing good. Me, I got the honey mustard chicken breast. I don't know why I didn't realize it was going to be fried, but I feel like I've had this before with Holland. I don't know. Let's find out. It looks good though. We also got a bonus appetizer or entree tonight. They added this last second. I don't even know when they put it on the menu, but it's a vegan crusted eggplant with spaghetti marinara. So almost like an eggplant parmesan without the cheese. This looks fantastic. And it came to the table late because they had to finish making it, so it's super fresh. So looking really good with this one. All right, and for the sweet portion of the unique, C got the strawberry sorbet. I got the chocolate brigadeiro cake. It looks decadently delicious, and because it is so decadent, Joe just kind of randomly brought me some vanilla ice cream to go with it. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. We are going to call it a night. Not a very productive, busy day, but, you know, things happened. Good lunch, good dinner. Dinner was good. C's eggplant was actually the best thing I think we had. The chicken was okay. It's very similar to the Parmesan crusted chicken, and and sometimes they serve it with like a basil mustard sauce, so it was basically the same thing. See, short rib, she doesn't like pot roast, so I was kind of confused why she ordered it, and then it got there and she's like, oh, I ordered pot roast. She will not be getting short rib anymore. It's not one of her faves. But good dinner, service is always good, and nighttime show, that's one that I don't know, like, they were good, but they weren't good. They were funny, but they weren't funny. It was one of those that, like, it filled the time, but the best part about the show was when Kimberly went out, they put it on one of those screens where it just kept projecting screen after screen after screen, and the audience got a kick out of it, and it was hysterically funny. And even Kimberly was like, oh, can you take a picture of this for me to put on my reels? That was probably the best part of the show. The show wasn't awful, but it wasn't great either. And then it was only the two of them, so their transitions took forever, because they would clear the stage of whatever props they had, and then they would show like a little movie thing, and then they would come back out and dance. So it was alright. I don't know if we're going to go to their second show. I think we're just going to have to wait and see how we feel. Tomorrow, Namibia, and the results of the auction for I have to read the name of the school, Bernard Nordkamp Center School. Kimberly would not say the number tonight other than it was pretty. She didn't say if they broke last year's record or how well it did. I know when C and I went through at about 10:20, I think they had only raised about $800, but I feel like the bidding, where it's a silent auction, the bidding really went up towards the tail end of it because it was starting to get real busy. That's why we left. And yeah, so here's that number tomorrow. They board at noon when we arrive in Walvis Bay, and they'll be on the ship. They do a presentation at 4, then they'll leave. So we're still in debate as to what we're going to do. We'll either take the complimentary shuttle out to the Dunes Mall. There's a couple grocery stores there. After Walvis Bay, we actually have 6 sea days until we get to Europe. And then maybe just hit up the grocery store just to ensure that we have enough of like snacks and other supplies and things like that before we leave and don't have an opportunity to pick anything up. Or we might just stay on board and watch the kids play in the pool and eat a hot dog and all those weird things. We've heard varying reports of what it's going to be like to have the kids on board. So who knows? Maybe we'll stay and see it with our own eyes. But if you would like to know, just make sure you hit that notification button, like, subscribe, and all that fun social stuff to keep following us along as we continue our adventures around the world on Holland America's 2025 Grand World Voyage on the Saturday. Have a great night. Bye!